Excellent, Graham. Well, it's lovely audio, actually. It's a good, strong signal. It's a good 5 and 9, the strongest on the band of the bunch. So there we are. But as you say, the conditions are affecting us. But I thought things might be better. The K-index is only about less than 2. So I thought things might improve. We're coming out of this stream of particles from the sun, which has been messing things about the last few days. But anyway, there we are. But it's great to hear you on, and quite a coincidence that both you and Ken have called in this morning. So, okay, I'll put it on to Dave. And how are you copying everybody? MM0CIK in the Group G for IOQ.
Yes, CIK returning. Yeah, good morning, fellas. It's nice to hear you. Hi, you all. Yes, Ken was a bit on the weaker side. Yeah, I made him out just above the noise. But yeah, as you say, I mean, I went to listen to Top Band last night, and Top Band was completely dead as far as I was concerned. I couldn't hear a thing. There was just total noise. What else? What's happened? Denny's out today. She's off to Carlisle with three of her mates. So they're doing material shopping. So I'm home alone. I'm home alone. I put the cage on the top of Jim's antenna over the weekend. Denny said, "Oh dear, isn't that cool?" Oh dear. But it is at the bottom of the garden, so it's tucked away. That's only going to have the wire looping on it when I get the 80-meter loop. But we shall see. I'm going to ask. Well, I want to throw something at you guys and see if anybody comes up with has got any ideas. I want to feed it with ribbon, 450 ribbon, and that's obviously I've got it's a 2-inch plastic tube that runs through the wall, which is I want to take all the coaxes through the coax that from the hex beam and the 2 meter 4, but it'll also have the ribbon. Does anybody know if it's going to be a problem if I put all three plus the rotor cable all in the same plastic tube? I don't know when anybody's ever come across that. Anyway, let's get everybody going. Tony, I'll put it back to you. G4 IOQ from MM0CIK.
Yes, okay, well, it's fine. Well, that's a good signal, 5, 8 to 9. It's a little bit weaker than Graham, but not by much, and everything copied. So there we are, and I'm not sure about that. I've never done it myself. I know they say you should keep a balance feeder away from other metal objects, but I think it's more if one leg of the twin feeder is closer to some earth object than the other. If they're both in proximity, may well not have a great effect, but all I can suggest is suck it and see. I mean, that's the way you're going to get it into the shack. So I don't know how much you can do about it, but you can use. Well, I suppose the other option is to put some sort of balun on the outside, but I would suck it in the sea. Take the ribbon in. I assume you've got a balanced ATU inside the shack, and see how it goes. I think that's probably a good way to start. If things don't work out, you can change it later if you need to. Right. So over to it's Jeff. How are things with you, Jeff? GW0EMB and the Group G for IOQ.
Q4 IOQ and the Group GW0EMB. Very good morning to all, but getting a bit call signal on the signal. What happened was here? Refugee earlier today. Probably to hard visit
Proviseur qui dure et qui dure depuis toujours.
Boîte à neuf, quand je dis 57, il faut savoir que le...
So Bristol, what's your weather like down there, Bristol? Go ahead.
grande ficelle et on courrait. Faut peut-être pouvoir réagir rapidement.
Pour l'érection de l'antenne et un autre pour le basculement. Ça, c'est vraiment génial. Hein.
Au bout de quelques ans de service, apparemment, c'est encore un traducteur.
Plus rien de particulier. Si Jean était 589 ce matin, là, très, très cuant, Jean, t'écoute encore. Tout le monde est bien chez moi, là, ce matin, voilà, pas de soucis. Je comprends très bien que Claude ait un peu de difficulté à m'entendre, comme j'expliquais tout à l'heure en Charlie Whisky, là, un peu plus bas, j'étais spoté par des Américains, c'est-à-dire que la fréquence, enfin, la bande est encore à longue distance. Hein. Pour couvrir le secteur, là, plutôt que d'utiliser la grande loupe qui fonctionne quand même à longue distance. Voilà, voilà. Amitié à tous. Je reste encore à l'écoute s'il y a des questions. Pour le reste, je vous souhaite une excellente journée. Amitié.
Maybe there was some confusion there. Certainly didn't hear anything with MHX. Yeah, and I gather you've done something, Colin, that is resulting in your signal being very low, but you're only about 4 on that over. I just caught the off. That's around about my noise level at the moment. And interesting to me that these high-speed stream conditions seem to A, favour longer distances, and B, seem to reduce my noise level, which leads me to conclude that a lot of the noise I'm getting in is sort of is inter-G, if you know what I mean. It's actually it's not local, as I've always thought. So I don't know if anybody else has come across that phenomenon. Anyway, all okay from everybody, and yeah, yes, I suppose Guernsey would be a bit of a problem these days. Well, we'll see what it's like anyway. We got these tickets, and my wife spotted this film in the local press. Devoid of character, and quite often when we go to see a film there's only half a dozen people maximum in there. Nothing like the experience in Evesham with the Regal Cinema, which is a completely restored Art Deco auditorium. Absolutely wonderful. Anyway.
Visibility 7 kilometers. No significant weather. Clouds. Ceiling broken patch.
Côté, j'ai à l'aise mes 40 mètres, donc mais enfin à l'aise, oui, c'est un peu juste quand même. C'était limite, hein, pratiquement. Mais de l'autre côté, dans l'autre coin du jardin, là au fond, ben j'avais pas assez, hein, donc j'avais environ.
Heel de EEG, en die voldoen echt wel aan de eisen, hoor, want anders dan krijgen ze toch problemen als het niet in Nederland.
Voilà, mais enfin le 160, moi j'écoutais le...
Sunshine, so it was very, very hot. Running the coax across the loft, trying to get it well away from any electrical wiring, etc. that's up there. But I'm glad it all works okay, and I got a station on Saturday there with, just after put it all in, on Saturday a guy on 40 metres working this, the Marconi Day competition. So he was down in Cornwall, Paul Dew in southwest corner of Cornwall, that's where he was down there. So, and it was good 5.9. So, but the conditions were very, very good on 40 metres. I couldn't hear anything on 80 metres, of course, at that time of the day. It's about lunchtime. There's nothing, of course, it was dead. But all the other bands were fine. So the aerial is exactly the same rigged as it was the last time. So it should behave itself. It should be good. I only put it up 12 feet like I did before because of the supports which are attached. Some of them are attached to the back fence and some of them are attached to the front fence, but I had to bypass the new shed, which has got a metal roof on it. But I managed to, the position I was going to put the final end pole on was too close to the neighbours, on the neighbour towards the main road. His garage roof, in any sort of wind, the wire would actually probably hit against the end of his, the gable end of his garage, so I didn't want to do that. I had to divert it over the top of the roof of the shed, which stands about, it's about 10 foot high from the base, you know, so it was quite high. But anyhow, it seems it's about 2 foot above it anyway, and it seems to work okay. You probably didn't get a word of this, Tony, so I'll pass it back to you. G4IOQ, GD4RTR in the group, over.
Thank you. I know I got everything, G4IOQ. You're peaking 5 and 8 with me to this QSB. That's coming across okay. We're fine on the 12-foot high antenna. Yeah, it's okay. It's working, and I quite understand the way you've done things, and it's great to hear you on again. I do wish you every success, and you said you were the Marconi station. That's very good. And I'm pleased to have you back. I trust Linda's okay, and the horses, and the other bits and pieces you get involved in, and all is fine. I and myself both well, and as I say, I think since we last met, I've become a GB2RS newsreader of the top band, but I can't remember now whether you knew that or not, but anyway, there we are. Great, so very good. Well, Stuart, you're a good signal also, so how are things? GM4ZOA, the temperature here is quite cold at the moment. It's 9.8, so I haven't gone into double figures. It's quite cloudy. Haven't been any rain, but certainly missing the warmth that we had a few days ago. There we are. GM4ZOA, Energy G4IOQ.
NCL here.
Yeah. Okay. Good morning, all. And it seems that the whole team's all back. Great. Nice to hear you back, Neil. And Ken, wow. Yeah, we missed you. We missed you both. I see Jim's there as well. So it's a big net this morning, so I won't get hold of it.
Okay, Flores. I know lots of names and I've seen those these names.
One of the last trips for a while that he does with his friend Bob, because Bob is expecting a hip-hop.
3 to Key. Good to hear you on. And catch you further down the log. And yes, okay, on Bletchley. Well, I know that they'd had a big fight with the Museum of Computer Design or whatever they called it, and even when I went there, you could get access to it from Bletchley, but it was being fenced off. So yeah, It's a great shame. But as I say, when I went there, you had to pay extra to go in and see that exhibit, which I did, and it's interesting. But having seen it once, I wouldn't repeat the experience. And the rest of the computer exhibits in there didn't do much for me, I'm afraid. But there you go. And yeah, well, they seem to have lost their way, or certainly as far as we're concerned. And of course, the hut that you're talking about, the guy that used to have all that equipment there, as you know, that is being sold off. There's an advert, and has been for a couple of months now, on the back of Radcom. And also, I believe, having read the latest newsletter, some of the items are coming up in the next VMARS auction. So, yeah, that's very sad, because he was a good guy to talk to, the guy in there. I've forgotten his name. But he had good knowledge and quite a lot of kit, and actually some interesting pictures of the Aspidistra transmitter, which I hadn't seen before, which I found interesting, and actually took photographs of. They had the big Crosley alternator, which used to run Aspidistra. I think it was about a 4 megawatt alternator of about 16 cylinders. It might have even been 32 cylinders, big engine anyway, which they claim when it was running the whole bunker shook. Which was quite something considering the construction of it. Anyway, Mike, and yes, okay, on the spectrum analyzers, well, certainly that Marconi one is mustard. It does everything I need it to do, and it's much easier to use than the Anaritsu with its separate tracking generator that I had. I don't suppose Colin's listening anymore. You're 10 over, Colin, but whatever you do, when you get a spectrum analyzer, make sure it's got a tracking generator with it or built in, because in my opinion, a spectrum analyzer without a tracking generator is useless. Anyway, back to you, Mike, and it's just thee and me, and that picture of your transmitter you're using on the heavyweight net, that looks quite a box of tricks, Mike. So, no real sense of scale, I suppose. Well, you know what size the knobs are. Looks large compact, if I can put it that way. G4EJM M1PVC.
Yeah, okay, Paul. M1PVC. G4EJM. Yeah, I did think of that when I took the photograph. I took it on my phone on Friday, actually, sent it to Bronick. He asked me if I could do it, and I did think of maybe I should have something to show the scale of it, you know. But I don't know whether you can see the microphone on top of it. That might give you some idea, and the meters and things. But it's about, I don't know how big it is, how tall it is. That's 1, 2, 3. It's about 4 feet 6 high, I should think. And it's 1, 2, 3. It's about 1 meter wide, I would think, and it's almost as deep as it is wide. So it's a big thing, and it weighs about 8.5 hundredweight altogether, according to the book. So quite a beast, you know. I think I'd take you some pictures of inside it at the PA section and that, but I didn't, you know. So anyway, there you go. So yeah, it's a very handsome thing. I was going to say pretty thing, but pretty is the wrong word, isn't it? Very handsome device, you know. It's a really great looking thing. Right. Yeah. Okay. Well. Yeah. That's good advice to give Colin. You know, you're just really wasting your. I won't say you're wasting your time, but you do need a tracking generator. It depends what you're doing, of course. But I know Colin's probably going to be playing with tune circuits and things like that. You know, and you can't do it without a tracking generator. I think those Marconi ones are brilliant. You can get one that works okay. You know. But mine. for quite a number of years now, and I've used it time without number. When you're building things like transmitters and receivers and things like that, receivers particularly, you know, and you can switch the tune circuits in it and the IF strip and stuff like that, you know, it's amazing what you can see. In fact, sometimes you see things you wish you hadn't seen, you know, because you have to spend. Sometimes you can't. Anyway, I have a blue sky over Stoke-on-Trent this morning, isn't it? Okay, you probably want to get away, and I suppose I'd better go and do something useful. Yes. Water chandelier in the hall here, and it ended up in a bit of a disaster. So I thought, oh, that looks really nice, you know, that'll be good, great, that will. And it's my front way there, which the gallery's landing, if you like, across back. So it goes right up to the ceiling in the hall. I saw the and I thought, oh, that would be great there, really. Anyway, it came in 2 big boxes, and what engineer and working, and I've got 147 of these, what do you call them, you know, the sort of big sparkly things, glass, and they have feeling, you know, and it's a really big job to put. It's about 20 odd on at the moment, so quite a long way to go with it. So I'm going to go and do a little bit. A good idea. Saw it. I should have known better, really. Okay. Back to you anyway, Paul. I don't have to go now. M1 PVC. I think everyone else has got.
Okay, Mike, before you go, I've got a question for you, which you probably know the answer to. Well, one bit of advice, don't do a del down for cleaning. Small, and they are a swine to clean, although I do have ceiling roses on them, so I can easily take them down. We usually put them in the bath and use the shower fitting to wash them off. You get some spray on stuff and then you just then wash it off, but by the sound of it, yours is a bit larger than ours. Right, the question, Mike. In my model flying club, there's a guy, he's a taxi driver actually, and he was going on, because he runs a diesel car, he was going on about the fact that he always uses the super grade of fuel diesel in his car, and he reckons that he gets a lot more miles per gallon on it. And I wondered if that's so, because I have put a couple of tankfuls of that premium grade through fuel through my Volvo, which of course is about a year and a half old now, so it's a modern style diesel engine, and I haven't noticed any real difference at all, apart from the cost of 10p a litre more. So I don't know, Mike, if you, in the course of your business, have actually noticed any difference. Back to you, G4EJM, M1 PVC.
M1 PVC, G4EJM. Well, I'm about the same as you, Paul. I put some in one a couple of years ago now, at least I would think, you know, and I thought, well, it doesn't seem any different, this doesn't, you know, so never bothered with it. And I don't bother putting the super petrol in my car either. too blinking quick as it is, you know. So I don't know, Paul, the answer to that. Whether there's less soot with them with it, I really don't know. I don't know what difference it is. But I guess somebody who's running one every day would notice, you know. But no good asking me, I'm afraid, Paul. I don't know. I was going to tell you something else then as well. I've forgotten what it was now. Brain's not working yet this morning. Can't think what it was. Oh well. I'm on the ALT13, by the way. Yeah, Steve's got one or two spectrum analyzers, you know. Sort of used them in anger over the years, you know, and he's got, I think he's got about at least a couple of them he really wants to dispose of, really, you know. All the I say you should dispose of them, they're just sitting under a bench or on a bench and never used these days. He's got the Marconi one, like you had, I think. He got the modern version of that, which is got a bit more digital stuff about it. It's a very fancy thing, you know. It looks complicated to me. And he actually said a few weeks ago to me he wished he'd kept the old one. So it seems like the newer one's a bit more complicated or something anyway. But he said he wished he'd kept the old one. And what's the other ones he's got? Anyway, he's got a couple of three of them that go up to lots of megs, you know, but you don't need that really unless you're working on, you know, UHF equipment, you know. But I think that Marconi one takes a hell of a lot of beating for what we do. It's pretty straightforward to use when you get your head around it, isn't it? And you know, when you can sweep, you make an ATU, you can just sweep it and see what it does, you know, and what it doesn't do. More to the point, I guess. Anyway, there was something else I was going to tell you about, but it's completely gone out of my mind now. I'll come when I put the microphone down. So can't help you with the diesel thing, Paul. I don't buy it, and I don't buy the higher grade of petrol. It's a big difference in price, isn't there? And it probably would go a bit better, you know, without it. But blimey, you have to be. My car's one of these silly quick things, you know, and it's too quick as it is, you know. So I didn't bother. Okay, back to you. M1PBC,
G4EJM, M1PBC. Yeah, okay, Mike. Well, I'm glad that Steve didn't keep the old one, HI, because it's working very well. And yeah, it's about the right stage of complication, that one for me. Even now, I do forget what some of the buttons do. And have to think about it, because it probably only gets used about once a month. But there you go. Anyway, brilliant device. And okay, on the fuel, well, the only thing that I put the super unleaded in, as far as petrol goes, is the bikes, Mike. And the only reason I do that is because it used to be the case that the super grades of fuel, to achieve the super grades, they couldn't put ethanol in it. I don't know if that's the case now, because of course the fuel companies don't actually have to tell you what ethanol content they've got in, providing it's only 5%, and there was a move to raise that to 10%. I don't know if it's happened now, but I use the super in the bikes, but then they don't use a lot of fuel, and I also have to add lead replacement substitute in the fuels, because they're both obviously engines designed to run on leaded fuel, and they seem to work perfectly well on that. But I don't bother with the cars for the super fuel. But I thought I would try the diesel. So, I ran the tank almost dry and filled it up, and certainly if there is a difference, it's very, very marginal. The car computer tells you what miles per gallon it's doing every trip you do, and I haven't noticed any great increase. I get about 40 miles to the gallon when I get on the motorway and cruise, and that's all I'm getting with the super stuff, so I might as well just save my money and go back to the cheaper stuff, because as I say, there is a big price differential. I'll put it back to you, Mike, just in case you remembered what you were talking about, but yes, time for breakfast, as they say. G4EJM, M1PVC.
It is a very weak station. Very, very weak, just in the noise. Yeah, okay, Paul, M1PVC, G4EJM. I don't think it's worth spending the extra money on, Paul. You'd have to get a lot more to the gallon, wouldn't you, really, to warrant paying that considerable difference in price, I wouldn't bother. Certainly, as I say, I don't. Yeah, one of the certainly I have been noticing lately how well Volvo are doing. I'm noticing an awful lot of them on the road these days. They've done very well this last couple of years, and they lots and lots of them on the road, and other manufacturers have been having some issues apparently. Well, someone told me last week that Vauxhall have cancelled all the contracts of all the dealers. I mean, don't take this as Red Bull, but they terminated all the dealers, Vauxhall, and now are going to renegotiate the contracts with them. I don't know what that's all about. Probably to get rid of some smaller dealers, I don't know. And I saw on the news the other night that Ford have got a big recall on these small petrol engines with turbos on and things. From what I can gather, Ecoflex engines that have been getting that hot, they're melting the hoses. And we had a couple of them, and we're not having any more, I can assure you, after the problems we had with them. They're just melting the water hoses, Unbelievable, isn't it? When you think like a Focus is quite a big car, isn't it, really, to have a 1-litre engine in it, So I've seen quite a few manufacturers are going that way. They're okay on the track, for a while, aren't they? But everyday running, they aren't going to last, are they, at all? I went to the one thing what I was going to tell you. I went to the bike show on Sunday. It's the Carol Nash motorcycle mechanics type show at Stafford County Showgrounds on this last weekend, and it's a huge show and massive amount of stalls outside, and there's a big hall full of all the bike clubs on displaying the bikes and being judged and things, and there's a big auction and stuff, And I saw one like yours. I thought, that's like Paul's. It's the 650 twin, It looked in good nick, and he wanted, I think it was 7.5 or 8.5 grand for it, something like that. But it didn't look too bad at all, and quite a few other things there. I always fancied a Norton single, and there was one there that it was completely unrestored, sort of covered in dust and stuff, but looked complete there, and really needed a good cleaning up, and that I don't know quite what they wanted for it, but I think it was about 3,000 odd, I thought that was a cheap bike, really. So it was interesting anyway. We spent sort of half a day walking around it. It's one of those shows that take you 2 days to get around it all, really. But we couldn't go Saturday because we went to Bletchley, you know, so Saturday would be the normal day I'd go. But I just thought to mention that to you. Okay. I said earlier I've been experimenting with this induction heater thing and blown the FETs in it. I told you about that, and so wait for some FETs to come through, see if we can get it going again, you know. Right, that's about it from me, Paul. I'll go and put some more baubles on my lap. I've tried to determine to do half a dozen a day. It takes me ages to put one on. You know, you've got to sort of hold the things up with a little pair of pointed pliers and hook them on these tiny little hooks that you can hardly see, and it's really a tricky thing to do. And these things hang down on long wires. You've got like steel wire. Like sort of piano wire really or something, you know, and these things have got sparkly bits on the way down, and then a great big diamond on the end of it. And they're really, it's going to be a spectacular thing when he's done, I tell you, if it ever gets finished. But I wish I hadn't bought it now, but it's going to look pretty good. I don't know why I bothered. Okay, 73s. I say there was a weak station called in there, Paul, don't know whether you heard them. M1PVC with a pause, G4 Echo, Juliet Mike.
I can see a carrier, but I can't get any modulation, I'm afraid. It might be Mike trying again, but conditions are not very good. So, yeah, I'll call it a day. So sorry that other station calling in. And 73 to you, Mike. And yes, I know that's a big show. It's not one I've attended, but as you say, some of these shows get so large you need a lot of time to wander around them. The Kempton Park one is just about manageable. Even that has a large contingent of people that descend upon it. And Norton Single, yeah, very nice. Yes, I wouldn't mind something like that, but I don't really have the room now, so I'll have to stick with what I've got. And both bikes, this last fortnight, I've had to buy new tyres for new rear tyres. They're both worn down, so there you go. Anyway, they're just about ready. Hopefully the tyre comes in for the AJ tomorrow. So, have a great day, Mike. We'll catch you further down the log. Your signal's going down. I mean, one time you were 25 over 9, so big signal on the ART13, but you're about a 9 on that last one, so conditions now going. So, wish you 73 to any shortwave listeners. This station, M1PVC, now closing down.
Yeah, okay, Paul. My usual convoluted changeover system here. Feedback and everything included. Alright, well, okay, 73's for now, and I'll see you again. G4EJ Oscar, 73 listeners as well. Over.
So there didn't seem to be any problem with that. But quite.
J'avais déjà, j'avais bien cloisonné sur la.
The expense of actually buying those, plus the fact that some of it's in your computer locked in, that it refused. Right there, the lecture is on Sunday, over.
Yeah, Roger. Mental decay, Tom. Mental decay. Sunday is the correct.
Roger, okay, I'll go for that. You have me panicking for a bit there. Roger that. Well, hopefully, soon we'll get there early, Sunday morning.
really. I've just got a signboard to put up, and that comes together fairly quickly, Tom.
Okay, fair enough. Yep. Right. Anyway, well, what we usually do is get there early and get parked up. We don't need that much room at the minute, and get parked up and then get sorted out. Have a quick mooch around before we get to start to come back in again, so to speak. So right, fine. Okay, we'll see you there Saturday. You got me at it now. See you there Sunday if don't speak in the meantime, Bob. Right. Okay, like I say, I'm looking at the clock now. I'm going to have to go. So if you keep the table warm for everybody, and then let me know what's going on. Like I say, Doc said to go out, and I've got to go in about 15 seconds. So I'll say 7:30 to you. Your signal's coming. You're not a 5 and 8. A 5 and 8, but your signal's coming up all the time now, Bob. So
Yes, okay, Tom. Well, BT 5 dBs over S9 here, so there's no chance I can hear anything. So I'm running 100 watts out at the moment, so that's it. Cheers, Tom. Have a good day. We'll catch you later in the week, all being well. M6NER G3VVT.
Not in good shape. I must admit, it's not in good shape. There's a lot of fading coming in and out from other signals, so but you will up to a rate with me. Okay, you take care, enjoy the day, and we'll possibly see you tomorrow or further on in the week there, Bob. If not I'll catch up with you on maybe 2 meters. G3VVT M6NER clear. 7-3.
Yeah, cheers, Tom. Have a good day there, and I'll stand by on frequency now if see if Tony comes up from G3VVT.
G4LFU.
Morning, Tony.
Morning, Tom.
I'm on my way, so I'll leave you with Bob, and Doc's out to go out. 7-3.
Okay, Tom. Pity, because you're a good signal. G3VVT, G4LFU.
Yeah, I've got you through just about direct there, so I'll just knock back the range down and come to the onto the receiver. Right, just I've not checked whether I'm on frequency or not, but sounds okay anyway. So that's it. So we're running 100 watts at this end, Tony. But conditions seem fairly good, but I don't know where the stations are coming from. It could be further DX. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. But you've got to be over the 9 for me to receive you, because the BT at the moment are 5 dBs over S9. I just can't hear anything really. I think you're just creeping over the top of them there. M6 G4LFU. And cheers to you, Tom. We'll catch you later from G3VVT.
Yeah, okay, Bob. Well, thanks for that. You're 5 to 7 and 8 with me, and it's Continentals that are coming in from quite strong with me, actually. The band has been, in the mornings, the band has been wicked, as you probably know anyway, and on Friday we...
3 Zulu George Papa, requesting a change in frequency of 3.700 G3ZGPQ as well.
Roger. Roger. BCB.
Good. Hold on. The fingers are jumping into it.
Tom, so I think it was also, well, maybe 18 months, maybe a little bit longer, I don't know. We'd certainly moved, and just one of our trips up there, popped round to see you, make sure you were both well and all the rest of it. Okay, fine on everything else. I did mean to comment earlier at Hampton Court. We went and saw Rick Wakeman at Hampton Court do 6 Wives. But that was outside, and he had Brian Blessed doing the readings and things. Well, he did 6 wives, and he did a few excerpts from various others of his of his performances. And we've also seen him at Cropredy, which is by the by. So there we are. But didn't realise there was a theatre there. That sounds very interesting, Tom. Right, that's it. I'm going to cut and run. Good luck with the fridge, and we'll catch up with you on next Monday morning, all being well. G40FA, G4WYJ, Northwest 7 is signing, just listening briefly before pulling the switch. 7-3.
Yeah, okay, Jim. Yeah, the theatre's not actually at Hampton Court, Jim. It's in Hampton Village, on the site of a very expensive private school. It's the Hampton. It's a Hampton Boys School, but it's a very expensive private school. You know, for £6,000 a term type place. Very, very well appointed. All the workshops and all the stuff you could possibly imagine. Huge grounds and all the rest of it. Rather like Epsom College. And very, very nice. Because we were there early, so I chance to be shown round by Sue's cousin. And it's a very, very nice place. A very nice theatre as well. So we got to look around all the technical facilities of the theatre. But on that site, it seems to be that they let it out for quite a few shows to keep the money rolling in for it. But it's very, very nice. Very comfortable to work there. So to be there. Good evening. Right, with that, I'll say 7-3 to you, and AJ to a later ship, and I hope you keep well. And we'll catch you next month, Jim. Hopefully by then we might have a bit more QRO, you never know. G4WYJ, G4DFA clear, and just momentarily and then QSY to the telephone.
Yeah, no problem, Tom, and I've copied you all the way through. This QRM now would make it difficult, but up to that I've copied you all the way through, so that's fine business. All the best, catch you next week. G4WYJ, go on, 7-3.
Yeah, 7-3, Jim. G4DFA clear, just the frequency, before QSY.
Michael, very good morning to you. Getting through? Yep, getting through. Morning to Richard in green on the screen and everyone else so far. From a slightly, it's a dull and cloudy, slightly breezy Newton about at the moment. What's the wind? It's about 10 miles an hour and it's fairly constant at the moment. So it's blowing around. Due west according to my device. And the barometer's down to 1019.2. So it's a bit lower over this way and it is over your way. Perhaps it's a sign of something coming your direction. I don't know. But it's certainly relatively breezy. But it's dry at the moment anyway. No overnight rain that registered at this location, that's for sure. But hope everybody had a very good weekend. Not too bad a weekend. Didn't do a huge amount myself. Still tussling with writing some radio code and generally driving myself around the twist. So we're giving that a rest, I think, for most of today. We'll see how the afternoon takes us, and if we go back to it, perhaps go back to it later will be fresh eyes, as it were. we can but live in hopes in that direction. Otherwise, as I say, very quiet weekend. No sign of shorts at this end. I don't even own a pair of shorts, so I won't be getting into that tussle. But the post lady's been wearing shorts all the time so far. The postie man that came, even when the snow was on the ground, although he had waterproofs on, I did comment. I said, you've slipped up, you got waterproofs on, no shorts today, and he said, no, they're underneath me waterproofs, so there's no getting away from them. So even trudging around in the snow with his waterproofs on, he had shorts on underneath. Just goes to show they're a hardy bunch, these postie people. So, pass it on to Alan. Hope you had a good weekend, and hope all is well. Whether you strayed into the darkest depths of Timoth or not. G4PCB in the group for VUD.
Yeah, hello, John. Good morning to everybody else on frequency without running through the list. Very good morning. John, what were you struggling with? I missed the topic. What were you struggling with yesterday?
Radio code. To do with digital handheld radios, Alan, over.
Oh, dear. G4PCB. Oh. Well, I'll keep it short, but yesterday I could not find my iPad charger. Now, I thought I was losing it because I checked everywhere I could even think of, I could not think. And then I thought, when did I last have it on charge? Where did I put? Normally I charge it, I'll have it on the dressing table in the bedroom and charge it there. Anyhow, I went high and low, and then all of a sudden, I literally looked in every socket in the house. And more or less every cupboard. Now I thought, no, don't be silly, you wouldn't put it in daft places. Then I had a little ding-dong bell in the brain lit up, and it said, where did you last use it? I couldn't think. Kitchen. And I've got a double socket, which, I know it sounds daft, but it's halfway behind a microwave. So I looked in behind the microwave, and there it was. Oh dear. Because white on white, I was actually looking for a black charger. I don't know why, because it's white. So I thought, shall I give up and jump off the bridge now? Because I must have spent an hour and a half just wasting looking for this thing. But anyway, that's that. Richard, I thought you might have had your shorts on, but I can assure you, if you went out now in shorts, I think you might even get toxic shock. So careful there, Richard, but well done on wearing them. Okay, that's enough waffle. I'll get some reports next time. G0RVO up in the gods of the moors. G4PCB.
Yep. Okay, morning all. Morning, Richard and Jan. Morning, Michael, Victoria, John, Bronte, Alan, Lily, and John and Margaret. Yeah. Well, we're overcast here this morning. We had a very good day on Saturday. Yesterday we had a little bit of rain, not a lot. And today's overcast, dry. This will be my only over. I want to get a move on. I want to get out with a pressure washer and wash off my front wall. He's absolutely filthy. I just have to want to get out there so I can be fighting the traffic. I got 4 bollards I'll put out there to keep them off a bit. That's what I want to do today, and whether I get a chance to give it a coat of wall paint after I finish, I don't know. It depends on the weather. I'll keep it short. Nice to hear you. Our signals is better this morning, but they aren't up to standard, not yet. Anyway, I'll give you signal reports. Apart from John, JRL, ZGP59, VW59 plus 15, VUD59 plus 15. You're up, John, in Newton Abbot, which is good. PDB59 plus 15. JRL can't give you one yet, but that's it. Parametric pressure, exactly the same as Newton Abbot, I think it is, at 1019. Outside temperature 10.2, but it don't feel like it. Well, I've walked out just now and got my equipment ready, and I thought myself, it's very hot out here. And wind 8.3, gusting 8.3 from the west. and averaging 5.4. I'm fairly busy because the weather's improved. I've been busy. I've been doing rolling. I've been doing weed killing and doing a bit of strimming. You name it. Still got a fair old list. I'm halfway through my list. And now we got to do the front wall out there against the road. And because he's got absolutely filthy. He ought to be painted black really, or brown. But I paint in cream. But there you are. Apart from that, nothing much else. Big fire up on Dartmoor yesterday, Alan. You probably heard that. They reckon the ash was falling down in Exeter. I heard it was falling in Chagford, but it was up around the Gidley area. I think 2 square miles up for a light. Oakie train on Saturday there, John. This special excursion. I was told on Friday night that they hadn't sold all the tickets. So whether they did manage to fill all the seats, I don't know, but I haven't heard very much about it. Apart from that, nothing much else. Oh, last time I spoke to you on the radio, when was that, Richard? We had to close down, didn't we? Because conditions were so bad. They've improved a bit now, which is good news, and let's hope they improve as the time goes on. But you're fully readable this morning, so I'm not going to hang about, and I'll probably be about in the morning. I want to get on because they have forecast rain for later on the day in this area. And nice to work you all. And we'll work you further down the log, as I say. So, very good morning to all stations. And, John, next time you come on, I'll give you a report for the day. I'll write it down, but I won't be hanging about. I've got to get out there before it gets too busy. So, good morning, everybody. Have a good day. The station G0IVO. Wish you all a very good morning and going QRT. Cheers.
Bye, Brian.
Go with John. Right, G3JRL. Thank you, Richard. And Brian, when you came on, you were a real strong signal, stronger than Alan or John too. And but you did go back again, unfortunately. You came up to 15 over for a moment, and then slipped back to just below S9. Anyway, cheerio, Brian. Nice to hear you there. No doubt catch you on another day during the week. And good morning to everybody else. I didn't actually hear you call in, John, but everybody else did. So, maybe I just wasn't paying attention. I thought Alan had called in, but I got it wrong. Anyway, your signal, John, is about S7-ish, S8, 7-8. Alan just below S9. And Michael 10 over, Richard 30 over, nearly. And I think the band does sound a little bit more lively, although the S-meter readings don't kind of prove that. Everybody sounds better. I don't know why. But I noticed that yesterday I listened on a net, and their signals were all down still. Right, well, we don't seem to have gone outside the gate for ages. Not feeling tremendously good, either of us, and quite busy really. We had to clear up after the decorator had been in, and we got piles of stuff to kind of dispose of now, so we decided we certainly weren't going to put it all back again. But it's a case of disposing of a heck of a lot. So we've got bags all over the place with stuff to dispose of now, but it took a while to sort out, but we didn't rush it, because we're not rushing people these days. So It took our time, but it lengthened the time. That's the only snag. In the meantime, we have been out in the garden and enjoyed that. Did a little bit of painting or the fencing, and we started that off. There are places that need to be done before the growth starts. Because once that starts, it's not get-atable. So I always like to kind of get that done early. Now, I've usually got it done way before now, but the weather's been so awful. But it'll be a bit of a catch-up job. But it's the handrails that's because this foliage is starting to appear there. That's what has to be done. It's fiddly as well. Somebody suggested, why don't I use a spray on it? But I think handrails are not very conducive to that, but I may be wrong. I've never tried it. Panels are fine with spray, I should think, but I'm not sure that railings are. But I might give it a go sometime. Never occurred to me to do that. I'll just get the old brush out. Plenty to do in the garden. We've almost got a full bin, and it was only emptied last Tuesday. So it just shows we've been quite busy, but there's such a lot of stuff to get rid of. I wonder where it's all come from. All the weeds, of course, they're growing like mad, aren't they? I still haven't opened your email or your attachment, Richard, but I've been otherwise engaged, really. And the computer hasn't been on much. So that's still a bit of a mystery. But my inquisitiveness will win the day sometime, and I'll see what you sent. Right, that's about it. Everybody's decent signal. And round to you, Richard, G3ZGP, and the group G3JRL.
Okay, John. Can't hear anybody else. Nobody else has heard Graham, so I hope he's alright this morning. G3JRL and the group G3ZGP returning. Oh, the sun's shining now. It's quite pleasant. Reports. Michael at that time +10. John VUD. I did hear you direct, but I had to put in the other ear. I'll try not to use the SDR, which I've got all turned on here. Anyway, you were 5 and 8. Alan +10. Brian, if you're still listening, cheers to you. You were +10. And John up to 40. I did listen out. Somebody reminded me, I think just as we finished our skid on 80, was it? Saturday? For the South Dorset Radio Society, we're over on home. I think that's the right name, over the Bristol Channel. I did hear the people calling and say, with the QSB, it would have been virtually impossible, certainly to hear them. Anyway, they were active and came back yesterday, I understand. It was just a 24-hour thing for Saturday.